had some decent players, but I went down to middle schools quite often and watched the teams down there, and I just remember seeing this gangly, young 8th grader thinking he's going to be a player. And I could just tell by the way he carried himself that he was going to be one of those special players that would have a big impact. But 3 things that I thought about Marcus. One, he had a lot of discipline. And when you're 15, 16 years old, having the amount of discipline that he had when he came into Stanwood, he owes a lot of that to his parents and his family. He really does. Rich and Carol, great parents. He came in here, he just knew how to do the little things. He didn't have to teach those to him. But he had discipline, and a lot of times you see a good basketball player, you say, wow, he just natural ability, it just comes natural to him. Marcus worked on the little things all the time. The footwork around the basket, and he did it with discipline that was taught at a young age. He also had discipline in the classroom, and Jordan alluded to this a little bit. He was a great student, and he had a lot of balance in his life. It wasn't just about athletics, but he cared about the academic side of things, and it served him well as he went on to go to Seattle U to get a scholarship there. Another thing about Marcus is Marcus was a gamer. Okay, he was a big-time game player. And actually, the coaching staff quite often got on him, and the players over here can attest to this, to not go in full speed in practice. We always spur him, Marcus, you got to go harder. You play in games like you practice, and we talk about that all the time. And that was not true with Marcus, because he would sometimes coast a little bit in practice, but when the lights came on and there's a big game, he knew how to play. And I just remember numerous games where he made shots that were unbelievable. We had a game at Marysville Pilchuck for the district championship. We were playing against John Brockman. Some of you may have been in that gym. There were about 500 people that couldn't get into the gym. And Marcus had over 30 points. Big time game. It was what he did. He showed up for those games. He was also one of the top 5 players in the 4A state tournament in 2002. And there were guys there like Brandon Roy and others that you probably recognize the names. NBA players there. So his basketball abilities were incredible. As he owns many of the records here, and he was a 3-time league champion and also all-league for 3 years in a row. But the thing that stands out the most about Marcus, and you can look over at the table where he has numerous teammates here tonight, is he's a great teammate. He's a great teammate. He didn't care who got the credit. Oftentimes he'd deflect the credit and give it to other people. I also had 2 children that were grown up in this gym. They were twins, boy, girl. They were about 5, 6, 7 years old when Marcus was playing. Now they're seniors in college, Marcus. But they talked about Marcus for 3, 4 years after he played, at least. And I asked my daughter just the other day when I found out I was coming to talk. I said, "What do you remember about Marcus Steele? Remember him?" "Oh yeah, I loved Marcus. After the games, a lot of players would be mad. I wouldn't want to talk to my dad for sure, but I could always talk to Marcus. He had a big smile on his face. He's easy to talk to." So he had fun playing the game, and I really do think he left an impact other than just athletics here in this community. So congratulations, Marcus.
Yeah, what an incredible experience being in Stanwood. I'd like to talk about that just a little bit, kind of give some thank yous as I describe it. Before Camino Island, before I moved here, it was the property. And we all would pack in the car and drive 2 hours up and kick around on the property, and then all of a sudden, we're going to move out of here. So 6th grade, I'm here in this town of Stanwood and I live in Camino Island with no neighbors. And first day of school, I can remember down in Stanwood Middle, nice fresh cow smell in the morning. Thinking, man, where am I right now? And first recess, football was always my first love. And I remember playing and somebody threw a long pass, and I play basketball? And I said, yeah. And they said, you gotta play against Brandon Murr next recess. So next recess I did, and that night there was 2 phone calls, one from Warren Brokaw, Lauren's dad, one from Brandon's dad trying to get me to play. And I hadn't played basketball for a couple of years. If you knew me back in the day, I was a real shy kid, happy but real shy. And they stuck with me, they stuck on me, and all of a sudden I was with this great group of guys. And it ended up being just an incredible experience for me. And it really was always about the guys. My allegiance was always to Stanwood. I was kind of living 2 parallel worlds. One down AAU in Seattle, 6 days a week, driving down to Rainier Beach or Franklin for practice. And I have to give a shout out to Rob Otis, who was the coach before Nate, who really kind of took me under his wing. And he was really kind of the first guy that kind of told me what the potential that I had, gave me my first nickname, Smooth. And really just kind of cultivated confidence that I could actually do something one day. He would drive me down to practice. And so I was kind of balancing 2 worlds for a lot of time, and it wasn't always easy for me. But I always had my brothers. That was an incredible experience for me to play with my older brother 2 years here at the gym, to start with my brother, who I had battled against my entire life. I mean, that's really kind of how I developed my skills in basketball, was playing against my brother, Justin. And then all of a sudden, we're playing together. So I mean, I just had incredible experiences, and I'm super grateful for the support that I had. I'm an athletic director now, I'm a teacher now, I'm a coach now, and that really started here at Stanwood, like they talked about. Little dribblers, working with the younger elementary students, and I was a dear role model. Every interview I do, I always talk about, first and foremost, Stanwood and the community that I had back home. And I just really appreciate all the love and support that I had throughout my career. On the Seattle side, I want to give a shout out to Rob Loudon. He was a coach of mine, he was an AAU coach of mine, who always looked out for me. Again, I was a quiet, shy kid, and I was paralleling these 2 universes out here and down in Seattle. And he looked out for me on that end, so I want to make sure to give him a shout out as well. But really, for me, it was always the group of guys. I mean, senior year, the guys that I started with 6th grade were there with me. And it really felt like we just built the program up. Every year we got better, every year we worked harder. Sophomore year, that's when my brother was with us, and we didn't quite make it. We lost in districts in overtime on the last second shot, which was pretty crushing, but it just gave me more motivation to come back. Now my guys were with me and key roles, and I just couldn't ask for better guys to be with. And you can tell there's 2 tables over here, all these big old dudes on the side over here. They were with me, and when I got the email, I actually didn't know there was a Hall of Fame. And I sat on it for a while, and like they said, it's a whirlwind of reflection. It's kind of an odd thing. It's such an honor to be here. And I just always thought back to the guys that I was able to play with. I got Mitch Harrower here. He was a middle school player. I haven't seen Mitch for a good 16 years, man. He was like, I'm there. We'll play golf. I'll come out to your house. So, I mean, so for me, it was just love and support at Stanwood on the basketball end. And I really appreciate that. Look at this gym. To have these bleachers get pulled out and to have this thing just bumping in here. Popcorn smell, the band's going as soon as you run out. What an incredible experience. And I don't think I could have asked for a better sports experience than playing here at Stanwood High School. I've tried to stay in touch with the team. Props to Ward. I know you're sitting out here somewhere. I talked to you last night. There he is in the back. I try to come back, play with the guys, the old guys, play with the young guys, and show them really what it's about. But I try to come back to support. What an incredible place, to have a high school experience. Great memories, and I just appreciate it. So thank you so much, everybody.
3 or 4 years from now, I'll be talking about